toasting, joking too. Sipping and roasting is what we do. Light 'em up, drink 'em down. Whiskey and cigars all around. Cheers, y'all.
That sounds like a party just about to happen, ladies and
Welcome,
gentlemen.
ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, to this fine radio program, podcast, and video extravaganza known internationally
Hi, Mom.
as the world-famous Smokin' and Toastin'. We're all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars, and today's show is number 492.
We're exposing truths today.
Yeah?
I brought in these peanut butter-filled pretzels.
Yeah?
These are from Sam's Club.
Oh, okay.
And while I generally like Sam's Club a little more than Costco for a lot of things,
I'm the other way. Go ahead.
Costco's way better.
Way
Oh, no,
better.
really?
Butterfield
There's
pretzels.
a difference in the pretzels?
Oh, sure.
Oh.
Well, for one thing, the Costco thing is bigger.
Oh.
I mean, these are okay. But the
Okay.
Costco ones are superior.
I'll pass them over to you, Terry, since they're Ian's.
How long you want?
Yeah, have as many as you like. If you need to take some time to do a comparison to the Costco pretzel nuggets,
That's okay. I got a little cup of them
all
up
right,
here.
There you go.
But exposing harsh truths. Not
Members Mark. So that's
not everyone wants to talk about these things. you know?
Members Mark versus Kirkland.
You know what
That's right.
else people don't talk about as much as they probably should is why Japanese whiskey is so expensive.
But it's pretty good.
Well, so on today's show, we'll explore which Japanese whiskey is worth the splurge. So that'll be
Worth the splurge.
Yeah, because you're going to pay out a little bit of cash if you're going to buy a
You know, it
bottle of Japanese
occurs
whiskey.
to me that if we talked to the talked about this on our last show, we had a Japanese whiskey expert
Yes, we did.
on the show.
Which is why I, wisely waited until this week to do the story.
Exactly.
Because
so he doesn't make us sound completely.
We'll be trying a whiskey today.
Lost.
It's not a Japanese whiskey, of course, because
It's
that would mean we
That would make
coordinated things before the show. No, we'll be tasting the Maker's Mark Private Selection. This ain't my first rodeo.
Oh.
It's a Specs barrel pick of their Kentucky Straight Bourbon whiskey, and it is
I've
sitting there in
had
the
their
bottle
barrel
looking
picks
delicious.
on Maker's Mark before, and they are fantastic. Everyone.
Well, as you can see, I haven't tried this yet.
Yeah.
Well. It does look like someone opened
I noticed.
up the wax.
Yes, I noticed you didn't want me to go through the embarrassment of trying to open up the wax on top and everything
Right,
like
because that can take some time.
Yeah.
You're
True.
fooling with a knife.
and then
usually
you clear the neck
could
of
cut
it so that
yourself.
we don't have to worry about
Showtime.
spilling so much.
Right. Well, these are OSHA requirements, and we take them very seriously.
And holy cow,
Now-
we haven't done a show just us in a while.
I know. So this is going to be fun, I think, because Ian will actually get to talk today. So,
I say something.
yeah. Usually, you dispense the nuggets of wisdom, though, that make the show memorable. Like I'll never forget. I think it may have been the first or second show we ever did, and Ian came up with this really kind of long-held, for me, since then, truth when he said, beer good.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. So, speaking of beer,
I try to distill the truth. You know.
speaking of beer, by the way, I am so excited because something after I had planned out the show, planned out what beers I was bringing, which, by the way, will include Three Nations Brewing Company, LFG Go Time, their German-style lager. So we'll be doing that. It'll also include from Spindletap Brewery here in our home city
love
of Houston,
Spindletap.
their Pecao, which originally I thought was the noise you make when you're pretending to fire a laser gun when you were a little kid, like Pecao, Pecao. But apparently it has more to do with pecans. It's a chocolate pecan porter from Spindletap. Have you had this?
That sounds really good. No, I haven't had it from them.
I'm a little
when
surprised.
when I think Spindletap, I think hazy IPAs.
Yes.
And they're so good at them.
They really are. So speaking of IPAs, I had planned to bring today from Portland, Oregon's gigantic brewing company, an Imperial IPA called Ginormous. In fact, I actually have it in my bag. I'll show it to you.
All right, lay it on us.
But we're not going to be drinking this.
It is ginormous. Look at the size of that
It's
thing.
it's a huge and gigantic, of course,
Man,
is
look
the
at the
name.
size of that
and
thing.
look
That
at
thing's
that.
huge.
That's like a robot creature. And my favorite is the gigantic logo. That's like the hand.
Very
Oh, it's the
gripping the
robot
beer.
arm in
Oh
a
yeah,
form
so,
of a G.
So it's very good. It's 8%. I was very excited about it.
I mean, why is that going away? What's happening here?
because something amazing has happened.
Okay.
After I planned the show, after I sent you guys the notes, I was downstairs.
Oh no, we're gonna deviate from the notes. I don't know how to respond to this.
I know this is not something we've ever done, at least on purpose. We've done it lots of times, but this will be the first time it's been on purpose. Guys, 2 of the greatest breweries I know have collaborated on an IPA. And I found it, and I am
hold on.
beyond excited.
Hold on. I'm gonna guess.
Okay.
And my guess is his first guess.
Okay.
My guess is going to be that it has to have something to do with Parish.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Because
Okay.
you said greatest breweries you know, so I'm
Yes,
thinking
right.
Parish,
Out of Broussard, Louisiana.
or Lone Pint,
Or Lone Pint. That would be a good guess.
because those are the 2 best IPAs that I know of.
True.
Like that
True.
I know you
that
love.
would be 1 and 2 on my list if I were to make a list
So
right
Parrish and Lone Pint should get together.
now. They should. They haven't, and it would be
But they
would be
should.
epic, and we'd probably have to do a series of shows.
So it has to be a collab.
It is a
Yeah.
collab. The other brewery is, I think, one of the most overlooked breweries in the United States of America. I think they are
Macro
phenomenal.
brew, microbrew. Mid-brew.
They're mid-brew.
Oh, there's only a few of those. So what I'm thinking, Raw and Sons, St. Arnold. Thinking,
Oh, I know what it is. I saw it the other day, and I can't. I think I know what you're talking about.
But you're going to wait until I reveal it and going to say, I knew it, right?
I think. Well, do you want me to say? I think he just named it right there. It was Ghost in the Machine, and it was Parrish and St. Arnold, or someone like that.
You are
Yeah.
right on
It was
it,
Parrish and
Terry.
St. Arnold.
Let me show you the beer I'm more excited
my
about
God. Look
than
at that.
anything I have brought on the show
I
in a
saw
long
the other day
time.
that they were doing a collab on like Instagram or something
It's
like
called
that.
Saints and Sinners. St. Arnold Brewing from here in our hometown of Houston, and Parrish Brewing from Broussard,
That is
Louisiana.
amazing.
Now, Parrish has done a series ever since they released Ghost in the Machine, their hazy IPA, and it just like floored everyone.
It's so good.
They've done a series of special versions and collabs, but this is the first collab I have ever seen with St. Arnold, and I just couldn't be more excited for us to
Were you
taste
able to
this
get that
beer
in the
today.
store?
I got it downstairs at my little.
Look how
Okay, so it is.
amazing.
I was uncertain by the post that I saw
Yep.
if you would be able to, because it was talking about the allocation that went to Parrish and the allocation that went to St. Arnold, and
Yeah.
a lot of it was for in their tap rooms and
I'm
stuff.
sure,
So
yeah.
I wasn't sure what the
Well,
availability is.
I was so
Amazing.
stoked. I bought it immediately, and I raced back upstairs to show it to my wife, and she gave me one of those. That's really nice. She was excited, just not quite as
Your
excited.
wife is wonderful. She
as
doesn't
I
share
was.
all your hobbies.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't. But
Great, it's a beer.
That's probably a
good
good
job,
thing, though.
honey.
I bought enough though. I bought several cans so that way I'd be able to share one with her. But I wanted to try it on the show.
Oh
first,
my
so.
God! Were these sold in singles or like a
no,
4-pack?
they were in singles actually.
Okay.
So which
Yeah.
made them a lot more expensive.
Okay, directly
But
affecting sales.
but I
I'm
didn't
buying
care.
this sight unseen. I haven't even tasted it yet.
I didn't even care what it cost.
I
was so
knew
excited.
that's. I'm so glad you found it so quickly, because I literally saw it last week and thought, man, how do we get that on the
That
show?
is
Yeah.
that is literally 2 breweries that anything new that they put out, I will buy
Exactly.
sight unseen no matter what.
Exactly, and
That
I
looks
feel the
amazing.
same way. And we have raved about the different Ghost in the Machine variants, and we've had the guys from St. Arnold on before, and they're they just
Canned
do a great job.
526. Okay.
So so we're this is going to be exciting. So gigantic brewing companies, Ginormous, we'll get that next week. This week we're trying this baby, and I'm super excited about it.
Okay, because Ginormous sounded really good, but now I get what you're saying.
I'm excited about it. So
I'm picking up what you're laying down, as they say. I am smelling what you're stepping in, sir.
I appreciate that.
Tracking like a geo.
I'm glad that somebody is on it. So, how was your week, man? We just went through the 4th of July holiday weekend. Did you have a good one?
I played in Tomball, just north of Houston. I played at their 4th of July festival, and it was hot. On the drive out there, my car was reading 100 degrees.
Yeah.
That's all.
By the time we played at 7:30, it had cooled really, really down to about 96.
I think the people. I think that those thermostats in your car are controlled by evil people at the car company.
They do read a little hot.
and they go, "Let's throw them a 109."
So
let's
they do read a little hot.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, but you have to understand, so they had this nice stage with a nice cover over it and everything like that. Now, we're the only band, understand this. So they have this nice stage with a nice
you
cover
are the
over it,
entertainment.
right? And this nice cover is completely ineffectual because at 7:30, where's the sun coming in?
Straight at you.
Right from the side.
Yeah.
There's no shade.
Yeah.
My legs are sunburned.
I don't know why we do anything outside in this city
I-
or around the city.
I don't
at
really
all.
understand
I
it
don't
myself.
Understand.
Yeah.
This is not.
I don't understand it myself.
So I'm afraid to open my guitar case because it might just be stuck to the guitar with all the sweat. But no, it was a great thing, man. I
Yeah.
looked out; it was a sea of people. They have it on this stretch of road that leads right from their kind of downtown area, and it was. I looked out, and it was just a sea of people as far as you could see. It was
Yeah,
it was
a
awesome.
lot of
we had a
people
great
were out.
time.
Despite the heat, a lot of people
So
were
I
out.
did that.
It was very cool.
And then yesterday I took the day off, and this morning I woke up and smoked a cigar. So this is not the worst weekend I've had.
You're adept at being able to pivot quickly. And,
I was
yeah.
I was going with
I love
going
it.
with what it was.
I love
We actually went by Under the Radar Brewing last night and had a couple beers.
Nice. That's a good place.
It's so relaxed. I love it.
By the way, speaking of cigar, we'll ask you about that cigar coming up a little bit later on in the show. And we do have a couple of things that we want to pass along to you that are, teasers, if you will, things that are coming up on the show. One of the most popular segments on this show, for those who are new, is a little something called Drinking News. We do that in the second hour of the program. And Drinking News is where we bring you a story from the news that is, it's not a parody, it's an actual news story, sometimes more than one, and we kind of let you know about some of the strangeness going on in the world. And it's sometimes, but not always, stories about drinking, but always stories that are best enjoyed if you've been drinking. And we have a teaser headline for today's story, and that Drinking News teaser headline is, "That baby looks so familiar." We'll also bring you the Drunken Fact here. In fact, we may just do this right now, but let's go ahead and do the teaser headline for the Drunken Fact. The teaser headline is, "The Bahamas are great, but those swimmers look a little bloated." That was inappropriate. Yeah.
That sounds a little ominous.
It sure does. It sure does. So that's the Drunken Fact. I think we have time to do the Drunken Fact in this segment, Terry. So let's go ahead and do that. And then in the next segment, we'll get to our Beverage of Mystery. So today's Drunken Fact, here we go.
And now it's time for another smoking and toasting Drunken Fact.
I just want to say I've learned a lot as I have scoured the internet for Drunken Facts.
Drunken Facts.
To share here on the show.
You have a lot of
I've learned
facts
a lot.
now.
Boy, if you're ever at a party with me and you're a little tipsy, look out, because I got a bunch of them for you. Got a bunch of them. Today's Drunken Fact, good for passing along if you're at a party and everybody's a little tipsy and you want to come across like you're someone that knows things. Today's Drunken Fact is, there's an uninhabited island in the Bahamas known as Pig Beach.
Pig Beach.
Which is populated entirely by swimming pigs.
Wow.
Swimming pigs.
Swimming pigs?
Yeah, they're the only thing on the island. And
There's got to be
if
other
you're
life
watching,
on the
you can see
island
them
because
jump
pigs got to eat.
Well, sure.
All I
they
can
root
picture
around.
is the I think it was Despicable Me 3 when he met his brother. Maybe it was Despicable Me 2, and they had an island and it was pigs just running all over the
See,
island
you know
like
what
that.
you know what it made me think of was that skit from Kids in the Hall. It's a flying pig.
Oh, flying pig!
But apparently they
He's
don't fly;
helping
they
you.
swim.
Yeah. These are swimming pigs. Yeah, which
He helps you in every lineup.
I have the
Oh, I guess pigs
Mental.
could eat fish if they swim, huh?
Yeah, I have the mental image though of them in those little, swimming trunks and
Little hat.
little hats
Covering
and
their ears.
Little pig speedos.
the old female bathing suits that have the little flutter thing, that covers the bottom.
The little skirt.
the little skirt. Yeah, swimming around, caps on their head.
Now I'm thinking of the pigs in Sing now.
Or-
Yes, yes.
And now I'm thinking pigs in space. So there's a lot of pig.
Pigs in
There's a lot of pig things that could happen. What any of this has to do with whiskey or cigars or craft beer, I do not know. But we will get to all of those things, I promise, before the show is over.
Didn't
today.
Gonzo have a pet pig or something like that?
He had a chicken.
Oh, it was a chicken.
It was
yes,
a
it was a
chicken. That was
chicken.
his friend.
Yeah.
Chicken.
Camille.
Camille was his,
You
yeah.
cannot ask a Muppet Show question that Terry does not know the answer to right off the top of his head. People say, how come you guys keep Terry around on the show? And I'm like, you don't understand. Sometimes we have Muppet Show questions.
And here's the thing. Up-to-date Muppet info. They are singing Blur's Song 2 on the new Muppets roller coaster. They have, yes, it's the Electric Mayhem singing Blur's Song 2.
That's one of the greatest
Floyd
band
is-
names ever.
he's
Dr.
great.
Teeth and the Electric Mayhem.
Floyd's
Floyd's
right.
on vocals.
If I had thought of that,
Great band
it wouldn't have been a Muppet band. It'd have been my band, and we'd be millionaires.
The Electric
It's
Mayhem.
great.
Yeah,
The
we'd be a
Electric
millionaires.
Mayhem.
Golden teeth and golden tones, baby.
We teased this last week and did not get to the story, mostly because I was afraid that once we uttered the name, that we would owe somebody some money, and the bank account was a little low last week. So this week we will get to this. Experts are revealing the most overrated cigar brand. Yeah.
Oh, so we're going to talk about the big D, if you will.
Yes. I'm not going to tell you
Noted.
right now what it is, but it rhymes with slum fill. Or something like that. I don't know. We'll get to it, and I'll be less mysterious, I promise. I just don't want to have to pay them by saying their name more often than
I
we
thought
have
it
to.
was going to rhyme with Avidoff.
Well, and it may.
Or Hasselhoff.
Yeah. If you rhyme with Hasselhoff, think about how few words in the English language rhyme with Hasselhoff. I'll leave you with that thought, and we'll be right back.
I
This
think
is
that's why
Smoking
he's
and
not a
Toasting.
rapper.
Going to find out what you had to smoke next. It's Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. I want to say hey to some of our extremely cool affiliates out there in Radioland. From Flagstaff, Arizona, KAFY 930 AM carries the show. Thank you, guys. And Radio Melrose at 96.9 FM in Roanoke and Lynchburg, Virginia. Thank you guys for
Heck yeah.
carrying the show. We appreciate it, and we will continue to reach out and grab more affiliates. And
Out in
and,
that area, let's
yeah,
say hi to Mark Harrison.
do our very best. Speaking of saying hi to people, thanks very much to our guest from last week's show, Gary Clark from Saltire.
Yeah.
And we told him he's not allowed to come back on the show again unless he brings his son, Gary Clark Jr., and his son brings the guitar. So, and then he can come on anytime he wants. He's got like an Alan Denny all-access pass to just show up anytime.
Like
he
Alan
wants
Denny
to.
All Access, except with talent.
Right, exactly. Or at least with a son with talent. No,
Yeah,
Gary
with a
was
son with talent,
Gary
yeah.
was great. He brought some amazing whiskeys, and
He
we
did fantastic stuff.
really had a good time. With,
Also, hi,
with
Alan,
those.
because I know he's going to listen to that, and I'm going to hear that tomorrow.
Yes, and his wife will listen as well. But apparently, she went back and started with the very first show, so she may not hear this for years.
There's no telling what I said back then.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But I'm sure it was brilliant. Let's do the beverage of
Ooh,
mystery,
yes,
Terry,
let's do
shall
the
we?
beverage of mystery.
We have poured it, and it looks almost clear with a few bubbles.
The Beverage of Mystery.
We used to call it the mystery beverage, but beverage of mystery just sounded so much cooler.
Much
so we
more
went
fun.
with that. One of us brings a beverage in. It could be a canned cocktail. It could be seltzer. It could be a beer, maybe a non-alcoholic beer. It could be a Malort. It could be anything. But the only person who knows what it is the person what brung it today.
It smells both
today that was
pleasantly
me.
not Malort and pleasantly fruity.
Shout out to Malort, who basically did a thing this week for weekend for 4th of July where they cut holes into a watermelon and then just stuck bottles of Malort in the watermelon and took it to the party.
Is that for real?
It's on their Instagram page.
Oh.
I'm telling you, the stuff they have on there right now is the best, stupidest stuff from Malort. It is amazing.
How to properly ruin a watermelon.
It is amazing.
So
This is very sweet.
yeah,
This is
it's very sweet on the nose. Have you tasted it yet, Terry?
No, I haven't because I'm still trying to figure out if that's an artificial sweet or a real sweet in the nose.
Interesting.
It's
Oh, wow.
it's very water-like.
It has no sweet in the taste.
No sweet whatsoever. And
all.
slightly perfumish on the nose, but you know what? It's kind of good.
I'm going to tell you guys, I'm a little surprised at this. I was not expecting great things, but
There's almost, when you take a nice big swig, maybe on the second one, you almost get a little bit of citrus on the tail end of it.
I'm just tasting water, and the carbonation here is just for looks because I cannot feel any carbonation
But
on
there's
my tongue.
something else in there besides water. Mm-hmm. A little hint of gin or something? I don't know.
Yes. Now that you've said that on the Retro Hail,
Yeah,
I
it's
get
floral.
That. I get that.
I suppose you have a question for me.
No question for you.
All right,
Is
good.
that a
So,
beverage of mystery in your pocket, or are you just happy to be here, sir?
I'm glad you came up with the question. Yes, I am happy to be here, and I brought you guys today Mom Water,
Mom water.
named after my
Got
wife.
Valium in it?
It's called. It says in big block letters, Mary. So I had to buy it.
Nice.
I was like, look what I brought you. You have your own apple melon vodka water because that's what it is.
There's vodka in there?
Apple melon vodka water.
Wow, I don't taste any of those things.
Well, remember, vodka doesn't really have a flavor.
No,
it's
you're
about
right.
it's about how you flavor it. So they've flavored.
They have
it
a
with,
list of anti-ingredients.
Okay, what does it say?
0 sugar, 0 carbohydrates, 0 artificial flavor, 0 artificial sweeteners. But somehow still coming in at 90 calories.
Yeah, well, that's the vodka.
Okay.
That's the vodka, right?
Okay. Water, vodka, natural apple, melon flavor, citric acid. That's why it's actually drinkable, because it has real ingredients.
I will say about this, it's not something I would reach for, but if somebody gave me one at a party, I'd be like, oh, this is not bad.
I literally don't detect the vodka in here.
Well, isn't that the point of vodka, that you don't detect it until like later, like the next
What's
morning?
the ABV on it?
It's like 8%, isn't it?
4.5.
4.5. I'm
It's
sorry.
basically a beer.
Yeah, beer.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
0 sugar, 0 carbs, 90 calories.
Not my favorite. I mean, there's just not much in the flavoring.
I
But if
like
you want
this
something
better
refreshing,
than almost every cocktail we've had.
Yeah.
Well, we've had some really bad ones, so
Yeah.
this one at least doesn't climb that mountain. It
No flavor is
Yeah.
better than bad flavor.
100%. Which goes against a long-held argument of Ian's back when we were doing a light beer blind taste test, and we were tasting, I think it was Bud Light Lime, and I argued that it was terrible, and Ian argued, well, at least it has flavor. And I said, yes, but that flavor is furniture polish.
Well-
but here we don't have a lot of flavor, but it's
No.
actually better.
I would drink this.
It doesn't give me anything to hate.
Yeah.
This was
You
yes.
know?
This would be something where this poured over ice, and I would drink it in about 13 seconds.
Okay. All right. Yeah. It'd be a quick.
I mean, this is refreshing. Think about this sitting by the pool.
Well,
you
if
just
you
pour it over
melon
ice,
and apple and
It would go down
vodka, those
super
are all
quick.
refreshing.
right? It's an apple and a melon.
It's actually. I see you've got yourself poured a porter there in your
That's my
show beer cup.
That's
But-
my palate cleanser. Is
Okay,
this
yeah. Well, that'll cleanse
This,
a lot of this. I'll tell you.
whiskey barrel aged double pecan porter that I had here.
We've had that on the show before. I remember it, and it's wonderful. And we also have a chocolate pecan porter on today's show.
I don't have a show beer sponsor this month yet, so
Okay.
I want to work on that. But until then, I just got to grab beers out of my fridge, and so I grabbed all the pilsners and lighter beers that I had, and then I just didn't have any other ones, so I started grabbing other beers that I had, like this one.
So he brought me 2 pilsners, and the rest are all like barley wines from 1945 and stuff. So, but you gotta love a beer fridge. All right,
Barrel-aged.
we didn't get to your cigar review, so we'll do that next, I promise. And we'll start with a little beer tasting. Speaking of some lighter beers, a lager called LFG Go Time from Three Nations Brewing Company. We'll be right back. When sound effects are that good, you can close your eyes and mentally see little splashes, little droplets flying from the can as it's open.
And landing on my ukulele as
Yeah.
they always
Is it
do.
okay?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it landed on
I'm
there.
going to guess that's not the first time that beer has landed on
No,
that
the
ukulele.
ukulele. So I'm starting to think that it likes the beer.
Oh yeah. Maybe it's playing. How
You
Willie
can-
Nelson has that
You
beat
can
up old
look,
guitar with a hole
if I
in
turn
it.
it in the
It's the
light,
only
you
one he
can
wants to
literally
play.
see all the beer drips on there.
You can see all the beer drips.
You really
on there.
can, actually. It's kind of. Do you ever want to just lick the ukulele? just wondering.
It looks like the mirror in the bathroom.
The English beat. So, Ian, did you have an opportunity to smoke anything interesting this week?
I did. I actually went out this morning and lit up a cigar. from My Father Cigars.
Oh, well, you know, that should be good. I mean, you know,
it's
the
kind of hard to go wrong.
expectations are high there, right?
Yeah, well, my father, this is one of those companies where if they put out a cigar, I'm going to try it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter to me. This was the My Father La Lealtad. Lealtad. I don't know how else to pronounce it. Lealtad.
Lealtad?
It means loyalty is what it means.
Oh, okay. Glad you...
This comes in, there's 4 sizes in this, but I had the Toro coming in at a 6 by... just got covered up. 6 by 54.
Okay.
Sometimes I get notifications. It just covers up half of what I'm looking at.
I understand.
With an Ecuador Habano Oscuro Rosado wrapper, Honduras and Nicaraguan binder, Honduras and Nicaraguan filler. The appearance of this rich milk chocolate in color, veiny, oily, leathery to the touch, very firm feel overall. Has a My Father band, a Lealtad band, and a red like silk footer.
Nice.
It's beautiful. Like when you look at it, and all the colors really look nice on it.
They do a nice job with their packaging.
Yeah, I mean, the My Father band is one of the classiest looking bands out there, and then you add the other stuff that they just match up to it really nice. It's really good. The pre-light sniff on this, rich earth, barnyard, sweet chocolate, pepper. Pre-light draw on this, I used a clip. Had a medium draw, sweet creamy coffee, raisin, leather on the lips, and a bit of spice. The initial light on this, I got a Nicaraguan pepper breeze.
Oh, nice.
Not quite a blast, a little bit under that, just enough to make it a breeze. And we had rich earth, gritty mocha. The retrohale is peppery and sweet. The first third of the cigar comes with sweet and peppery, or peppery and sweet, not sure. It kind of flips back and forth. The earth, barnyard, coffee, raisin, and mocha all vying for attention on a foundation of white and black pepper with a touch of red pepper in there as well. A little bit of cayenne like in the very back of the palate. It's very nice. Retrohale is sweet and peppery with cedar, solid ash, perfect burn.
Nice.
Proposed pairing, I say stout or porter or an old fashioned, something
little
kind
heft.
of classic.
Yeah.
But with a little bit of heft to it. The cigar's coming in pretty full.
Nice.
I mean, my father's kind of known for that.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But this is coming in on the at least in the beginning of the full spectrum right off the bat. The second third of this, a bit of meaty bullion note comes in, settles right next to the raisin and gritty mocha. Cedar ramps up a little bit along with white pepper. Retrohale is sweet and peppery with cedar. Solid ash, perfect burn. You'll see that in the picture right here. Mm-hmm. Pepper and cedar move forward along with a tangy leather note. Retrohale is peppery and sweet with cedar. Solid ash, perfect burn. Mm-hmm. So this cigar comes in at $12.50 for all that.
Okay.
Solid 6.
Really?
Absolutely fantastic.
Wow.
I will buy this one again and again.
My father just makes such great
And I like
cigars.
the size, too. It was a good hour and 15 smoke.
Nice.
So really, really nice. I really relaxed. It never got too hot. It never went out on me. The burn was perfect. So,
Well, that sounds like a winner. Hard to go wrong with my father, but that sounds like a
I was
winner.
very happy with that.
Well, I've been doing what you normally do, which is, while you read the cigar
This
reviews,
smells lovely.
I've been doing some research, and I got to tell you, I'm a little impressed with Three Nations Brewing.
This smells like when you walk into a brewery supply store.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I love that. So it's LFG Go Time, which I certainly, he didn't make the saying up, but the guy that popularized LFG, or Let's Effin' Go, was Tom Brady. Because he in fact, that even was the name of his podcast for a while. It was just called Let's Go, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's what he used to scream at his teammates on the sidelines, the LFG. But he would say the words,
It's go time. This smooth and easy drinking lager is everything you were looking for in a beer, clean, crisp, and crushable. Flavors of light pale malts and mild noble hops make this your go-to refreshment for any occasion. This calls for a great beer.
It's
Noble
got a
hops.
wonderful taste to it.
Noble hops. Years ago, this would have been 10 years ago. Ooh. 10, maybe 15 years ago. Sam Adams put out a beer called Noble Pills, where they used the Noble hops in it, and it was outrageously good. And I got turned on to Noble hops from then.
This
Noble
remind you
hops
of
this has this very German style backbone to it.
Well, and they do describe this as a German style lager.
Yes, I mean this has that very German flavor, and it's that malt that they're using in there that has a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit of richness to it.
Yeah.
And then it follows with that with the hops that are just crisp and clean.
Super crisp, yeah. And you want that for a lager. You don't want to get, too bogged down in and I suppose you could try a lager with like Nelson Sauvin or something like that, but it seems like those are funkier than you want a lager to be. This is crisp and clean.
So this, in the realm of fruit, like you start putting like Nelson Sauvin and some of those other hops in there, you start getting a lot of like grapefruit or citrusy kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
This right here doesn't really finish citrus. It finishes crisp green apple.
It's green apple or maybe even a little grape on the
maybe a
finish.
little
Like,
bit.
like, and I don't mean grape like grape juice, like that sweet, but more like when you eat a grape and you've got that little bit of the skin, that tannin of the skin.
And it's amazing how it does it. So it's so full of flavor when you first take the sip. Then when you swallow, it just goes into the clean right there,
I'm impressed.
right instantly.
This is a great summer beer.
I would definitely buy this by the 6-pack or the case if they have it.
It is 5.1%, so it's not like, it's not huge, but
No, but still crushable.
still, yeah, definitely.
It gets
dig
the I would drink this floating down the river stamp.
well, but
We need to come up with a floating down the river
floating
approved.
down the river.
but you basically say that about every beer we try.
Only if it's good.
Yeah, this is a 30% ABV. Ian's like, I'll drink it floating down the river.
Floating down
Well,
the
this
river,
pecan
yeah.
porter that I'm drinking as a
Yeah.
palate cleanser,
You probably have had that floating down the
ale
river.
brewed with pecans. Yes, I have actually. This is a barrel-aged double pecan porter from 2025. And
Most
it's,
people wouldn't drink it past spring.
See, this one's only coming in at 9.5, and yes, I have drunk it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, not surprised at all. Terry, do we have enough time in the segment for me to go over my cigar review, or
Yes,
are we
we
running
do.
late?
Yes, no,
All right.
we're good on this one.
Tell you about the one that I smoked this last week that I wanted to talk to you about. It's the Partagas y nada más Santiago
Easy
Robusto.
for you to say.
Now, look, I know some of you guys may not be fluent in Spanish, but luckily, I think I'm going to be able to translate this for you. Partagas y nada más means Partagas and nada más.
That's
So,
correct.
I hope that clears. Hope
I
that clears
checked my
everything
Google
up.
AI, and Gemini says you were correct.
Yeah, we should just go ahead and get that Duolingo sponsorship right now.
Actually, this one isn't really that hard. It translates out to Partagas and nothing else.
Yeah.
And Partagas, of course, is the cigar brand name. And Partagas is one of the classic Cuban brands, but of course, when
The embargo was
right,
in place.
a lot of those brands either were licensed or whatever, so they could release a Partagas or a Romeo and Julieta or a Cohiba in the United States, and so
a lot of those classic brands.
yeah, absolutely. And so Partagas as a classic brand available in the U.S., the non-Cuban version, it's been around for a long time, but they've dressed them up lately. They've done some new blends. They've done some things that will look a lot different in terms of the band and the marketing. And this cigar uses a Habano 2000 wrapper over a binder from Sumatra and uses broadleaf. So is the binder from Sumatra or is it just a Sumatran binder? Is Sumatra a place? I'm showing my ignorance. I think it is. Yeah, we'll have to look that up. Anyway, it's a Sumatran binder and uses broadleaf, corojo, and piloto leaves to make up the long fillers. So this is.
It's in Indonesia.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I used a V-cut and then checked out the pre-light notes. Cereal and bread were the things that I noticed on the sniff, and the cold draw added a little pepper to that mix. I lit the Robusto up. First puffs were almost creamy, with a touch of sweetness and a classic tobacco note. But after 5 or 6 good draws, a distinct black pepper note joined the party. And spoiler alert, it would stay throughout the rest of my time enjoying the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
By the second third, another major note had made itself known, and that was kind of an oaky woodiness. Sorry, for some reason, when the word woody popped in my head, I didn't think of that. I thought of Cheers. Anyway, about midway through the cigar, that woody note added a bit of astringency and dryness to the finish, but the pepper and cream kept things balanced pretty well. I'd read a couple of reviews online that said the construction of this cigar could be hit or miss, but in my case, it was pretty solid, burned evenly, pretty much all the way through the final third. Flavors did not change a lot once the profile established itself partway through that first third, but I felt like this cigar was going for a more classic blend and classic flavors, and I think it achieved that pretty well. Strength was right at medium, although it did start creeping slowly towards medium to full when the pepper started to do its thing. Suggested pairing. A nice Four Roses small batch bourbon.
Yum.
Or maybe even better, a little snifter of Macambo rum.
Ooh, Macambo's real nice.
Oh, yes. It's so nice with this. So, sorry, I got lost there for a moment. The Partagas y Nada Más Santiago Robusto was quite enjoyable, especially if you're in the mood for kind of a classic throwback cigar. It reminds me a lot of the cigars I smoked when I first started enjoying cigars, and a lot of those were Partagas, so that's not necessarily surprising. The Partagas y Nada Más Santiago Robusto is about an $8 cigar. And I guess at this point, as tariffs and everything else have pushed prices up, I got to face the reality that $8 in today's prices is almost a bargain.
Yeah.
And when you look at it that way, this cigar performs really well. It's a more classic blend of flavors, to be sure, but I really enjoyed it, so I'm going to say that in price to quality, I'll give this Partagas cigar a 5.5. Grab
Nice.
one and enjoy a classic cigar experience before it becomes a $10 cigar, which will probably be in a week.
Our
or two.
price to quality scale is a scale of 1 to 10. If you score a 5 on this price to quality scale, you get exactly what you're paying for.
So I said that I felt like I got a little bit more, and you took it a step further with yours. You went to 6.
Both of them punching a little above their weight class, so to speak.
Yeah, so it's been a good week for cigars here. Thank you very much.
And super surprising news, when I take a sip of this double pecan, barrel-aged double pecan porter,
Yeah.
it's quite delicious. But when I go back to this beer here,
Yeah.
the beer is...
The LFG.
I can't taste the beer
You
at all.
can't taste. Of course. Well, of course.
This is
That's
what
what
we get
happens when you use
Can't
something
taste the beer at all.
that big for a palate
As a matter of
cleanser.
fact, when I take a sip of this and I eat one of these little pretzel bites, I can't taste that either.
Yeah, but it's good to know. So
This is what we get for letting Ian play with the big beers.
you might as
up
well
front.
bring another one of those next week so we can, taste it officially. 'Cause
Okay,
now,
I have another one in my fridge.
now you've got. No, I'm not surprised. Now you've got everybody. Everybody kind of curious about the whole thing.
Beer that once was good just tastes like water now.
When he poured it, I thought it was going to be like the next beer or something, and then he just filled up that one cup and just started drinking it. And I was like, "Oh, it's
I have
just,
some more
No,
if you'd
no,
like.
I'm just
See,
kidding.
this-
I'm just saying. I thought it was like because it was so big and so early in the show. I just
This
thought.
is this is why we have a tendency to save the bigger beers for later in the show, because
Yes.
sometimes they will wipe out the smaller beer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And when I say bigger and smaller, I just mean the amount of ABV.
Yeah.
So this is from an article in mensjournal.com. Because everything's .com, because nobody reads actual magazines. You realize if you go to the
Cosmopolitan.com.
if you go to the dentist office now, the magazines that are sitting on the table while you're in the waiting room,
From 1983.
yes, they're all from the
Yeah.
80s and stuff, and they're all
Classic.
dog-eared and worn. And Ian has now poured some of his show beer pecan porter for Carrie and I, so we can wreck our palates for the lighter beers coming. Now, I don't know if I want to have this because at this moment, because I'm so excited about this IPA, the St. Arnold and Parish collaboration IPA that we're going to try.
Are we doing that next?
None of that has stopped Terry
This
from
is
going
so
right
big.
in. Yeah. All right, I might as well. Peer pressure.
I will tell you that a few sips of something else will clear your palate, or a pretzel or two.
A pretzel or two.
A pretzel or two.
Well, here's I'm just gonna give the plot away here.
Okay.
The cigar brand that is basically, according to this article in the Men's Journal, where they asked some cigar experts, the most overrated cigar brand, and it actually rhymes with Spavidoff. So, yeah, I think
Which also rhymes with Hasselhoff.
yeah, right. So
also rhymes with
Terry was right.
Hasselhoff.
I mean, I before I opened it up, I was thinking Dunhill.
Yeah.
Was what I was
Yeah.
thinking, and that would be a pretty good candidate for this. But the most overrated cigar on the
Yeah,
shelf
but-
today,
But Dunhill doesn't take up an entire wall in every cigar shop.
yeah, the one of the artists or artisans or cigar experts in this article says, I'm gonna have to go with Davidoff because of the price point and the reviews. So think about that. This is not only a cigar that's really expensively priced, but one where the reviews are not that good. And yet they have entire stores. Have you been in a Davidoff store where like, it's like there's 2 other brands of cigars and everything else is Davidoff?
That's right.
And it's lining the entire humidor. You're keeping track of how many times we have to pay for.
times you say the D word?
You know, I'm feeling very rich today. Davidoff. There's 4. We'll be back after we visit with our accountant and have him cut a check to Davidoff for saying their name. Oh, damn it, that's 5. We'll be right back. I got to stop drinking these bigger beers early in the show. This is really good. Oh my gosh. That sound is the promise of goodness.
Yes, sir.
Excited about this. We're going to get to that IPA in a minute. But first, I want to read you a quote from this article from mensjournal.com that has now forced me to pay Davidoff for 6 mentions of their name. But this is a quote from someone who was interviewed for this article. It says, I believe this is actually the author of the article speaking. It says, "My recent visit came last year for a bachelor party." He was talking about being in Las Vegas. "And my eyes nearly popped out of my socket when the Lancero I had picked out," remember, Lancero's the long, really skinny cigars, right? Mm-hmm. "Was nearly $100 at the Davidoff Cigar Lounge."
Even if it was a really fat cigar for $100, that's a lot.
The night, as is the case with any cigar lounge visit, ended with new friends who were more than happy to exchange cigar sticks before we all hit the next stop. But the fact is, my buddy Garrett Wren and I dropped a pretty penny there, and it was the pregame show before the main event, which on that night happened to be the Monte Cristo Cigar Bar inside Caesar's Palace, a fantastic venue for any occasion. But yeah, a Lancero for nearly $100.
Lanceros in general are a little more expensive, okay?
Okay, I get that.
And I'm going to justify that because they're harder to roll, and especially to roll them well.
$100?
I pick up Lancero. As a matter of fact, I have a My Father Lancero in my humidor right now that I keep threatening to smoke because it's going to be so good. I love the Aladino Maduro Lancero.
Oh, that Lancero is so good.
That Lancero is outrageous every time.
I just want to point out.
And they're always a little more expensive. $100 for a cigar, though.
Is that a little
you are
more
paying
expensive?
for the big. You are paying for the
expensive.
big D on it.
Yeah, you definitely are, and it's not even really giving Big D energy. So
that's right.
So sorry, it's not. It's a Lancero. Come
now
on.
I'm going to tell you, like I've smoked a few Davidoff cigars. Oh dang it, I said it. I've smoked
7.
a few.
I think we're up to 7.
I've smoked a few of their cigars, and they're all good.
Yeah,
I've never had a bad one.
Oh,
but I will tell you, at
$50. Yeah.
$45 for just not even like one of their higher end cigars, just a basic Davidoff. There are so many cigars. Like at $45, I can buy 3 cigars that I'm going to enjoy just as much.
They're going to be outstanding.
3 times longer.
Yes.
For $10 less, I can buy a 45th anniversary Padron.
Which you know is going to rock your world.
That is an absolute special cigar.
Absolutely. So
that is that is like the special occasion cigar.
Right. One of the things I like to do here on the show is occasionally review some really inexpensive cigars.
I can buy 2 Plasencia Almafortes for that.
And that's an expensive cigar. But do you realize that some of the things that we've given high ratings to here on the show, because they're not that expensive, that you could buy like 15 of them for what that Lancero would cost, and be super happy.
Yeah.
Unless you smoke all 15 of them at the same time. Which
all that being said, I'm not going to hate. Like I hate on the price. The cigars themselves are always been good.
And I will say their stores are beautiful.
Now,
absolutely.
Do you think that they're why are they so expensive? Why comparatively? Is it really just the name?
Why is Louis Vuitton expensive?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is it like
It's not that Louis Vuitton doesn't
Perignon?
Not that Louis Vuitton doesn't make good bags, or that Dom Perignon is not good champagne.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. But the name is carrying some
what's
weight.
carrying it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah.
There's a prestige in, this is what I'm smoking. You leave that, if you're smoking a Davidoff, you leave the label on.
Yeah,
Pretty much until you're burning it, right?
Right, because you want everybody to know I am so rich that I bought this $100 Lancero, and I'm smoking it right now as if, like, it means nothing
Yes,
to me.
yes,
I'm-
yes.
It's like those old cartoons where the guy lights his cigar with $100 bills.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's kind of that
exactly,
vibe.
yeah.
It's kind of that
Yeah.
vibe. So speaking of institutions that we respect, I have to say, I feel like one of the most underrated breweries in the United States of America is the St. Arnold Brewery in Houston, Texas. These guys, they don't follow trends. They follow their brewmasters, zeitgeist in terms of things. And it's not like they don't have IPAs and things like that. But when the IPA explosion happened, they did Art Car. They did one IPA. And they
did it well, though.
But they've since released more. But the point is, they aren't out there chasing trends. They're just a solid brewery. We've had parties and events in their party room. It's amazing.
For years.
And they have now a juicy Imperial IPA that's not any more expensive than any of your normal 6-packs of craft beer that you buy out there. And it's fantastic. It
For
really
years, anytime I'd go into a bar in Houston, it was the St. Arnold Brown Ale.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Which is so good. So St. Arnold, which we love, have had their guys on the show a number of times, has done a collaboration with what
Oh,
I
my
consider to be the preeminent IPA brewery in the world, which is out of Brizard, Louisiana, Parish Brewery. I was so excited when I saw these guys had done a collab that I could not wait until next week. So we pushed next week's IPA back.
This looks chewy.
It really does. It almost looks like when you first poured it looked like it had just that little coating of ice on the top, which I know it didn't. It was like maybe some pulp or something, but wow. I am so excited
It
to
smells
taste this.
incredibly juicy. It smells incredibly
But it has that little bit of
citrus,
funk,
orange.
that little bit of funk, though, that comes with the
Yes.
Ghost in the Machine IPAs, right?
There's also a malt note in here that you get. Okay.
All right. That's life-changing. That is so freaking good.
It is very good.
It's got such a wonderful bitter snap on the end that just plays around with the sweetness that you get on the.
This has a
on
bigger
the front.
mouthfeel than all of the Ghosts and Machines.
And I bet on the show we've tried 7 or 8 of the different Ghost in the Machine.
The other
variants.
thing, you notice that all the other Ghosts and Machines are very mechanical looking, very technology looking.
Yeah.
And this one went
This one's got
philosophy.
the monk in the robe. With
Yeah, this
the,
one went philosophy.
Holding
Went
the
the other
skull.
direction.
I love that. That's the patron saint of brewers, by the way,
Yes.
St. Arnold.
Yes.
I don't know if that's a real thing or not. I've never looked it up because I don't want to be disappointed. I want there to have been a real St. Arnold.
I believe
who
it.
was a
There
patron
has to
saint
be.
of
There
brewers.
has to be. That can't be just made up. That has to be
This
Think about it. If you were like, Terry, we're going to make you a patron saint. What would you like to be the patron saint of?
real. Well, you got to think someone was probably brewing back then. Did
Oh,
a really
yeah.
good job. The
These
Pope
guys,
loved it.
these guys did a great job in brewing. Come on now.
I can't
what's
get
your
over
take on this?
the
Ian?
mouthfeel and the malt up front, which is round and sweet and delicious, and then it rolls into this citrus, like juicy citrus explosion, but it's very orange. There's a kiss of like grapefruit in there.
To me,
And then it finishes, and it's amazing how it finishes because it finishes crisp. It finishes brilliant. It's like the finish is like the end of the Disney show where they show the castle with the
right.
and then it's gone.
And
It's just
Tinkerbell
dark.
flies around it and then done. Yeah.
And then it's just gone, and it's dark, and it's like, what happened? And now I have to have another sip so I can experience that again.
All right. So here's my take on this. It feels like they have made the perfect IPA for both beginners and like beer snobs, right? Because the beginning of this, the first thing that you get on your taste buds is like so welcoming. It's like, we have a juicy, hazy IPA. Come here with us and enjoy. And when it finishes, it's like, okay, this is for all the beer nerds out there. Would you agree with that?
It's like a juicy IPA, but it has a dark side.
Very well said. This is one of the best IPAs I've ever had.
This
in my
is
life.
so good.
Life changing. When
We
you,
are absolutely raving on this beer, by the way. It's so good.
It
So
really
fantastic.
is. So I don't know if you can get this outside of Texas, Louisiana. I have a feeling that it may be fairly limited. But boy, if you can get your hands on this, if this doesn't hit the feed on Tavour, something is wrong with Tavour.
That's right.
That's what. Because they've had parish brews on there before. They've never had a St. Arnold before. But boy, here's a good
Wow.
first step. Yeah, I'm super impressed with this. In fact, I'm gonna have a hard time not buying every
The
can of this
aftertaste
I
on
can
this
find.
just goes dark on you just as it's over.
Yeah,
And it just finishes with a slight bitter, and then it's just over. It's crazy.
fruitiness, haziness up front, wonderful traces of funk on the finish. I love this beer.
It brings a tear.
It does. Several. I will shed them while we take a break and come back for hour 2 of the program. Drinking News is on the way, and we have a pecan porter that's not the one that Ian brought that we'll be getting to shortly. It's Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back. It is Smoking and Toasting. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. And Ian has very carefully opened a bottle of Maker's Mark specialty whiskey here. And I would just say, I have opened this a couple of times, obviously clearing the neck and taking care of the safety protocol without breaking the cork. But Ian broke the cork, so we had to get creative to fish it out of there. Fortunately, he was able to do so without getting any cork shavings into the whiskey. So
Yes.
we're really excited about that. Terry, I'm passing these along.
All right.
And we'll try us. Now, this is a very interesting bottle of Maker's Mark because it's a barrel pick. It's a Specs barrel pick. Specs is our big, wine and whiskey and place to get lost in store here in Texas. And they did a special barrel pick with the guys from Maker's Mark. It's a Maker's Mark private selection, and they've entitled this one, This Ain't My First Rodeo.
So if any of you are listening, you don't really know what a barrel pick means, because there's single barrel, there's barrel pick, there's all kinds of different things out there, special edition things. Mm-hmm. A barrel pick is, they have these rick houses where they have all these barrels of whiskey where they're aging in the barrels themselves.
We call that heaven.
Yes.
By the way.
And then they take these barrels, the master blender takes these barrels and blends between the barrels to get that exact note of what you expect in your regular Maker's Mark.
Or your Maker's 46. Or
Your Maker's 46 or whatever they're going for, right? They have to blend, because this is like any ingredient. There's variables. Your jalapenos aren't the same heat as the ones last time. So if you're trying to make your salsa the same heat every time, you have to make some adjustments. Well, this is what they're doing. But a barrel pick is when they have barrels set aside that are particularly interesting or different, and a company comes in, or an entity, an individual, whoever comes in and tastes through those barrels and goes, I want my name on this one, because it's going to be that juice, but it's going to be a little different than that juice normally is. So you get a barrel pick private selection Maker's Mark. You're going to have Maker's Mark. You're going to have that baseline that you're used to, but it's going to have some different flavors. It's going to have little adjunct flavors that you're not always getting in that regular bottle of Maker's Mark. So you need to celebrate this and think, this is Maker's Mark, but with a little something extra.
Right. And so when we're sampling this, it's not like you're going to be able to go and buy this bottle, but what we're kind of letting you know as we sample this is what the quality level of a special Maker's Mark barrel pick would be.
The nose on this right away.
And I don't know if there's any more, if that one is available, because that one came out a couple years ago. But
I think
don't know
that's
if
right,
you
yeah.
recall, but it's part of a
November
series.
22,
It was part of a rodeo series that was put out in
right.
conjunction with the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo one year, and they had about 6 of these barrel picks
It's
that
a-
were
right.
named different
Right.
rodeo names.
It's a Spec Select Volume 1 Ode to Texas, but it's called This Ain't My First Rodeo.
Yes, yes.
And I will just mention, by the way, we're talking about barrel picks. We have a very exciting smoking and toasting barrel pick.
Yes,
it's
we
just
are.
about to come out. Do we have an update on the
No,
release?
we need to
Okay.
ask him.
It's
Hold
coming.
on,
It's
hold
coming
on.
very
Slow
soon.
down, Turbo.
Uh-oh, someone's got something?
Slow down, because hot off the press. Can I get a dun, 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 dun,
Oh,
dun,
here
dun?
we go. Let's go.
Hold on.
Do we want a little fanfare here?
The product ships this week and will arrive at distribution next week. It is a 7-day turn total. Specs will place their order as soon as it lands. It will only be at Smith Street downtown here. Mm-hmm. All right. So they're going to also have it available in online, so you'll be able to order it online
from almost any state, right?
Right, from almost any state. And this was waiting. I had texted Joseph earlier, so he had told me it was bottled, labeled, encased, palletized, waiting on tracking for delivery. So this was literally at 7 minutes ago. He texted me this.
Wow.
So let's see here. Updates as soon as they call. That's our latest update. Product ships this week and will arrive at distribution next week.
So we've talked about this on the show before, and we actually did the show where we did
with excitement.
When we did the barrel pick, we did that whole show, with O.H. Ingram, and it was wonderful. But what we did is we brought on some people whose palates we respect, and Alan Denny.
Yes.
And brought everybody together. And what we did was everybody kind of made their own notes. We tasted, was it 5 different samples, Ian?
5 samples, yeah.
5 different samples from 5 different barrels, right? From O.H. Ingram, who we're doing this barrel pick with.
And these barrels were personally selected by their master blender, who was on our show about a month earlier than that.
And all of them were great, but it was interesting. We were all kind of making notes and writing down what we thought our number 1 pick and our number 2 pick would be. There was some difference of opinion on what people chose as their number 2, but every person there chose the same barrel pick as their number 1, and so that's the one that made it easy. That's the one we went with, and so we're excited to get to that. Now, in the meantime, this is a Specs barrel pick from a couple of years back. This ain't my first rodeo. And it is, I believe, it's 109.5 proof.
It's hot.
Yeah, it is hot in a spicy hot and
coming in hot
whiskey hug kind of way. This is like,
yeah, it's pretty warm. It comes in pretty hot.
Talk to me, Goose.
I will tell you. Okay, so here's the thing. The first thing I notice on the nose is I get that trademark maple. Maker's Mark.
Kind of a Maker's Mark
note, right?
Yeah.
But this is also a cinnamon bomb right off the nose.
Yes.
And bubble gum. Like cinnamon and bubble gum are coming in hard on the back end of this.
If I recall, just the standard bottle of Maker's Mark, when you graduate from that to the Maker's 46, you pick up a little more of that cinnamon.
Yeah, a little more cinnamon comes
It
through.
is even more of a thing here. But
this is cinnamon bomb.
It is not the first thing, though. This
is not Fisher Price, my first cinnamon.
No, it's not my first rodeo, as it says on the bottle. So this is 54.75% alcohol.
Yes.
Was bottled in November of 2022, which was a long time ago, Terry.
November of 2022 was a long
time ago.
Way back in 2022.
Way back in the day. Back in the day when I was young and enjoying whiskey.
Don't you love it when kids are like, that was so many years ago.
So long
Kid,
ago.
that was 4 years.
Yeah, right. Well, I read somewhere that one of the reasons that time seems to pass faster as you get older is because of your ratio and relationship with it. When you're a kid and you're 8 years old, 4 years was half of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. It was so long ago, man.
Now 4 years is like, I think that was when I bought the TV.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. It was
Kid, I got socks older than you.
It was the Super Bowl that year. I bought the TV. Oh, damn it! Now we're paying both Davidoff and
you
the
said Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it!
Oh man, so frustrating. This is a wonderful. So this is a private selection, Maker's Mark. I just want to kind of show this to the camera on the front. I know we have some B-roll, but when you see a bottle that looks like this, that's going to be, because the standard Maker's Mark, the logo is really big, or the 46 is really big on the 46. But this is much smaller, much more like laid back, at least it pretends to be. And then it's got this sort of stamp thing on here that tells you about the particular barrel and the particular, weight and heft.
Also,
of this,
listen for you
whiskey.
new school drinkers. If this is your first rodeo on buying like a barrel pick or something overproof like this, and you take a sip of it and you go, "Oh my God, that's so hot!" Don't panic. Put a chip of ice in it,
or a little
water
bit of
it
water.
down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't water it down with straight tap water, unless you live in Austin. That tap water is delicious. But you know, get a nice filtered water and add some water and listen. If anybody tells you, if you got a buddy that's like, "Oh, don't put water in your whiskey," don't listen to that person.
They don't know what they're talking about.
The distillers themselves, the master
Absolutely.
blenders, they will tell you, add water, open it up a little bit.
And so you might take a bottle like this that is really highly proofed, and you might say, "Wow, that's a bit much for me." If you add that water, that drop of water, or
Proof
that
it down.
chip of ice, proof it down a little bit, you may find that not only is it more to your liking in terms of the strength of what you like, but it also is going to open up other flavors that you didn't necessarily get in the first, undiluted sips that you took.
Listen, if I go up to a bar and I order any whiskey, whiskeys that I know I love, like whether it's Weller or whether it's Eagle Rare or whether it's Blanton's or whether it's Maker's Mark or whatever, if I know the whiskey and I know how I like it, I almost always order a double 2 chips of ice.
Nice.
Because I like just a little dilution. I also like the cold and then going to the room temperature again. I love that whole thing. But if I'm drinking a whiskey I've never tried before, I'll order it and I'll order ice on the side.
So you can taste it at full proof.
So I could taste it. I always want to try it at full proof. It's like you don't salt your meal before you taste it.
Right.
So I always want to taste it. And
Unless
there's
it's spinach, always salt spinach because that's delicious.
well,
Just saying.
I mean, just saying, you never know how much salt is on it already
Right, of course, yeah.
until you taste it. So, if you're pouring salt on your stuff and you haven't tasted it yet, you never know. But it's the same thing with whiskey, I think. And anybody who tries to shame you for putting ice or water in your whiskey,
They don't know what they're
shame
talking
on them.
Yeah,
they have
exactly.
no idea what they're talking about. And you tell them that.
Absolutely. Now, do you recall what the proof was on our O.H. Ingram?
I think it's going to be
Smoking
similar to
Toasted
this.
barrel pick. So it's going to be a higher one like this.
Yeah.
So what's great about that, though, if you're thinking, okay, this is going to cost me a few bucks because it's a barrel pick and it's something special, what you will be able to do is drink that with water in a way that will help you stretch that bottle for quite
Add
some
water.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Add water,
absolutely.
add ice.
Yeah, I love this. This is absolutely delicious to me. This is
The vanilla aftertaste
Yes.
is so good.
yes.
The
There's
vanilla that kind of morphs into bubblegum, classic bubblegum.
right, and it's got such a classic Maker's Mark flavoring on the
The
front end.
maple, yes.
That maple, but then when that vanilla comes through at the end, it's good. So during the break, by the way, I will go get some water. We'll try opening this up a little bit in the next segment because I didn't bring any in. That's my fault. But wow, this is good, and I'm really excited. Once we get our first bottle of the O.H. Ingram Smoking a Toast and Barrel Pick, we're going to have to spend some time on the show, really getting into it, which is, when I say getting into it, I mean drinking it. That's what I'm looking forward
Good.
to.
So maybe we can be like one of those TikTok people that just sits there and goes,
What do they
for
call
like
it?
20
ASMR?
minutes. Yeah, just for like 20 minutes of the show.
You're like, why did I subscribe to this guy?
Yeah, what's happening?
Because he said, I'm tasting the Taco Bell Enchilada.
Yes, yes.
And you're like, okay, let's see what he gets. And he just goes,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like, I know what, I know, dude. Like,
And he's sitting in his car when he does it. Always. They're always,
always in the car.
Always in the car.
Because that's where all the best podcasts
That's where
happen.
all the best
if we
podcasts
want to understand why this show is not 100 times more popular
'cause we're
than
not
it
in the
is,
car.
it's because we're not in the car.
I feel like when we're drinking whiskey, the car might not be the best place for us to be.
That's a very good point. That's a
I feel
very
like we
good
might
point.
be running into some.
Well,
kind of-
We
many.
could be in the back seat. Could be like an Uber.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh,
but so-
dude, or like a Bentley. Come
so
on.
many
Yeah.
times the car's not actually moving. They're just sitting in the KFC parking lot doing this review. That's literally what happened. They bought too much food.
It
There's
is
one
so
person
the
with 12
KFC
meals.
parking
Yeah,
lot.
it is.
Yeah.
You're just sitting in the. So we could just do the show from the KFC parking lot.
What has this world become? Like, we no longer trust our our national media outlets.
Yeah.
But the guy in his truck in the parking lot of KFC going,
with a phone set on his steering wheel.
That's a guy. Right
I love
there.
when I break knowledge on people. I'm like, hey, no, this is actually like this. What?
What?
Yeah, for real. This is the way it works. Let me check Google.
Yeah.
So you're gonna believe some random ass person
Yeah.
instead of someone you know.
My favorite thing is when people go, I don't know if that's true or not. Let me check AI.
AI knows.
AI knows.
Yeah.
AI knows.
Agent Smith doesn't know it.
All right.
That's what I'm going to name my AI. It's going to be Agent Smith.
Agent
I
Smith.
like that. I like Agent Smith is perfect. It's a perfect name for your AI. I would use that. Forget about Claude and Grok and all that.
Yeah.
I'm going
Agent
with
Smith.
Agent
Agent
Smith.
Smith.
Yeah, absolutely.
Agent
All
Smith
right.
AI at
We
your service.
have to take a break. We're going to try diluting this in the next segment a little bit, see how that makes it hold up.
We're going
And
to
of
try
course-
diluting ourselves.
And
yes.
of course, we have a porter that we haven't tried, unlike the one that Ian brought that we have tried. But we'll get to that as well. And oh, by the way, drinking news right around the corner. It's Smoking and Toasting. Are you eating ice? What was that?
That's a pretzel.
Oh, it's a pretzel. Okay.
Remember,
cool.
sound
I
effects
wanted
aren't,
everyone to join that with me.
sound effects aren't limited to cans and bottles for him.
No, that's
Now we're
good
an
to know.
ASMR channel.
Yeah, that's good to know.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't either, but it sounded really important, so I went with it. So I'm going to put just a little drop of water into this whiskey, and it was more of a splash. That's all right, because I had a bit in here. So you've already put some water into yours. Does it open it up as we expect?
I love it with a little water. Mm-hmm. Even more.
You know, what seems to happen to me whenever I put water into whiskey, especially more highly proofed whiskey, is it feels like it just ramps up the bubble gum.
It can.
You
It
know?
can. And also, if you ask me, a little bit of water ramped up the heat a little bit too.
That's interesting because you wouldn't think that is the case.
Yeah, I
You
thought
think
that would
with
be
the
the
opposite.
other way.
But it also ramped up the mineral water.
Mm-hmm.
And it really brought out the oak.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, I
So I
took
was
a
kinda
piece.
holding that on my palate,
grabbed
and then
a
I
chip
swallowed.
of ice while you were in there.
Yes, I did.
And I put a piece of ice in there. So I want you to know I'm going to talk through this because now it's cold.
Okay. Terry, you want a piece of ice?
And cold, I get a lot of oak. I get a lot of cinnamon. I get a little bit of bubble gum. And I get a kiss of vanilla.
Oh.
And the heat is tamped down substantially with just one chip of ice.
Wow.
So this is, honestly, this is delicious.
Actually, it puts the heat back a good ways.
If you were
at the very
thinking-
end.
Yes. If you were thinking of Maker's Mark as kind of like that's too popular of a brand. It's like a Jack Daniels or whatever. This is, I like just regular old Maker's Mark.
Maker's
It's
ain't
actually
nothing
pretty
wrong
good.
with
that.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yes.
But this is in a whole other realm, in my opinion.
Well, this whole specialty series, the private selections and all these that they do are absolutely outrageous. I love that they put the stave profile on here. 3
Yeah.
baked American pure, 0 French Cuvée, 4 Makers 46, 1 roasted French Mendiant. I don't know what that Mendiant, and 2 toasted French Spice.
What is that description of?
That's the
The
staves
stave
that they
profile.
use.
That's the staves that
okay.
they use to
that they
put in there to flavor this.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm pretty blown away by this, to be honest with you.
It's really good.
If our barrel pick is this good,
Now,
we're going to be famous.
my ice is about halfway to 3/4 of the way melted through,
Yep.
which means my drink's going to be extremely cold now.
I enjoy
But also,
that.
so bubblegum just blossoms right
well,
now.
that's what I was saying. It feels like every time I use water or ice in a highly proofed whiskey, the bubblegum just feels like it explodes.
I wonder
The
why.
cinnamon is
And that's a
always
positive thing, by the
If
way.
I don't mention cinnamon, I want you to just always understand that the cinnamon is always there.
It's kind of
in
unspoken.
this. Yes, it's very
Yeah.
big cinnamon.
This is an
Kind of
interesting
unspoken.
thing because it's you can really tell how it's maker's mark. You can tell, but you can tell how you can really see
the
that
maple
where they blend it. You can tell that this one was heavy on the cinnamon and the maple.
The cinnamon and the maple is always there in a maker's, yeah.
But this was heavy on that and heavy on the heat, and you can tell how they would use this to get that flavor profile that they're going for. But this one is a lot. Is a lot stronger in that cinnamon and a lot stronger in some of those little flavors.
It did not take long to melt that ice in too, because this is coming in a little angry.
This is spectacular. Honestly, this is really good, and it makes me. It's been now a month since we tasted our.
My
barrel
drink is
pick?
chilled now. It's probably at something like 50 degrees ish.
Technically 2 months.
And the mineral water is now probably as big as the vanilla in it.
Well, Terry, you said 2 months ago. Was when we tasted.
Technically about 2 months.
I'm so excited to taste it again because I remember how much I loved it, and tasting this just makes me think, is ours going to be this good? I so hope it's going to be this good because this is fantastic. Speaking of good, most whiskey lovers agree that Japanese whiskey is pretty good as a category, right? But what's interesting about Japanese whiskey is that it's really expensive.
Yeah.
And so
it is.
Does it take longer for it to turn Japanese? Is that what it is? The turning
Here's
Japanese
the thing.
part costs more?
Even an
really think so.
inexpensive Japanese bottle is usually in the $60 range.
Right.
So
I really think so.
I really think so. I see what you did there.
I did it earlier, but I don't think it came through, so I repeated it.
That's too easy.
Because as everyone on this program knows, a joke is funnier the more times you tell it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
Yes.
Vine Pair is a website that I really enjoy. Again, because no one actually produces magazines anymore.
No.
But Vine Pair is a great website. And they did an article recently where they contacted a whole bunch of, really influential bartenders. And they asked them this one question. They said, what Japanese whiskey is worth it? So this isn't about which Japanese whiskeys are least expensive necessarily, because these may be very expensive. But the question is, are they worth it?
Worth it, yes.
Which ones are worth it? And I want to read you this short list of Japanese whiskeys.
You got to have a Yamazaki 12 on there, right?
Well, Yamazaki 18-year-old single malt is the number one on this list. And I don't think they're ranked. I just think they're, So are you telling me we're out of time?
Yeah, we're going to need to go quick.
Okay, we'll come back to this, and we'll also come back to drinking news. But there are there's like 10 Japanese whiskeys that they say are worth the splurge. So we'll get to that, and also drinking news is next. It's Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our show is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. We were talking about Japanese whiskey before the break, and this article from Vine Pair where they asked a lot of influential bartenders which ones are worth it. Not necessarily which ones are cheapest, but which ones are worth the money. And the first thing Ian said was, well, you got to have Yamazaki 12.
You got it.
On there. Well, it is actually here. I just hadn't gotten to it on the list yet. Yamazaki 12 is on here, and Yamazaki 18-year-old single malt is on here as well. Now, that's going to be more expensive, but they're saying still worth the splurge. Hibiki 21-year-old blended is on here.
I haven't had a 21-year-old Hibiki. I've had some of the younger ones.
Have you had the Ichiro's Malt and Grain 111?
Nope, nothing.
I haven't either. In fact, I'm not at all familiar with it, but I would like to be, especially if it's worth the splurge. Nika Miya. Well, I thought I had these names down. Nika Miyagikyo. I'm not familiar with
the
this
only
one,
Nika
though.
I've had is the coffee grain, I think.
Okay, and they also have Nikko Yoichi on here as well.
Oh.
Akishi Distillery Taisho is on here. If you want to hear me like massacring some Japanese whiskey names. Karuizawa 1981 bottle 2014 sherry cask.
Probably
You said the
real
numbers real
cheap.
good.
I did? Okay, good. I slowed down there because those were things I knew how to pronounce. And finally, Shibui Grain Select Whiskey is on the list. So it's a fascinating article, by the way, of from Vine Pair.
Do they have any price points in there?
I don't know if they actually give the price points on this, but it wouldn't take much to look them up, and they're going to be expensive.
Is there a pretty good selection at like Specs and Total Wine of
They
Japanese
do.
whiskeys?
There's not that many Japanese whiskeys. It's not like Irish whiskeys where there's a whole half an aisle at your whiskey
they're
store.
getting more. Yeah.
But yeah, they are beginning to grow, and Specs I can say does have a pretty respectable selection, at least in the downtown Smith Street location, which is where I go.
I mean, coming up online, Yamazaki 12 years, 140-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which is about right.
Yeah, seems about right. If you're putting it, it means you're putting it on the same level as like a, Reserva de la Familia from a tequila.
I mean, I gotta
even
say,
those Saltaires were about 140 for some of those we tried last
I
year.
gotta say though, at that price point, my first purchase is gonna be cigar malt.
Oh, dude, I miss mine.
That Dalmore cigar malt.
It has since been depleted in my whiskey supply,
Uh-oh.
and I have not replenished it, and I need to. If anybody, I'm going to be setting
You know what goes
up.
really good with the cigar malt?
What's that?
Cigars.
That's it. I'm setting up a Kickstarter right now for me to buy a bottle of cigar malt, because that is not a cheap whiskey. And you know what? To further encourage you to contribute to my Kickstarter, I'm going to do drinking news. What do you think? Is it time?
It's time.
I think the ukulele, beer splattered as it may be, is here, and it's time for drinking news.
Drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news. A Florida man with one arm said he had a gator for a pet. When asked about his absent arm, he said,
I had to take my gator to the vet.
Drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news.
Cheers, y'all. By the way, I don't know where my wife comes up with that accent, because it doesn't feel like she has that in like everyday conversation.
She does have quite the accent when she gets excited.
Yeah, that's true.
When she says, "Gosh, y'all," it's pretty hilarious.
She didn't have to say the gosh. Sometimes if she gets like just really
Just
like
y'all.
just y'all, it's like it is the most Texas thing ever.
It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it is a wonderful thing. Well, before we get to our main story in today's drinking news, it's time once again to visit our favorite spot, where we, like some demented drinking news versions of the 100-year-old Sir David Attenborough, observe our favorite and most bizarre subjects in their natural habitat. We are talking, of course, about Florida.
Florida man.
And specifically the city of Bartow, about an hour east of Tampa. That's where Edward Bolds, an 84-year-old Florida man,
Old Florida man.
is doing one of the most Florida things imaginable. He is suing a Waffle House.
Well, you're not going to get away with it, Waffle House. That's right.
It all started simply enough
Again.
when our Florida man and his wife were headed.
What could Waffle House have done to you?
Oh, wait, it gets good. It all started simply enough. Our Florida man and his wife were headed to their local Waffle House, possibly for a fine dining experience.
A romantic evening, I get it.
Something like, covered hash browns, which is basically a small plate of hash brown potatoes with a very slightly melted slice of imitation American cheese type food on top of it.
ma'am.
Look it up online, and you'll see the absurdity of that quasi-melted,
Waffle
piece of
House
cheese.
did a special menu one time for Valentine's Day, and my wife and I went to it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm glad you clarified that it wasn't just you.
they
But I think we're all asking
Let's just
the
go
same
ahead and
question
say-
in our brain. It was Valentine's Day. He took his wife to Waffle House. Did he get lucky?
they had the special menu. The poor lady damn near set my curtains on fire, lighting the little candle at our table. The steak was not good,
Well, speaking
but the
of
hash
steak,
browns were badass.
yeah. Well, speaking of steak, if you don't want to order the very slightly melted slice of imitation American cheese type food on top of your hash browns, you might be hangry for one of their T-bone steak dinners, which a recent review on Mash.com spoke directly about to anyone thinking of ordering this delicacy, to say, and I quote, "We're here to urge you to rethink that situation.
Reconsider the steak, please."
But Bold's never made it inside to enjoy these Waffle House tasty treats. That's because he fell in the parking lot thanks to one of those evil curbs. You know, the thing at the edge of the parking lot where you step up from the asphalt to the
Never
pavement.
know where they're gonna
onto the
be, except
sidewalk.
for all the way around the sidewalk.
Yeah, the
all the way around
sidewalk
the building.
that will lead you to the front
all
door.
Over the place where you can walk.
Yeah, the sidewalk.
Not where cars are.
It leads you right to the front door and the inner sanctum of culinary expertise that is the modern Waffle House. So as some people are wont to do when they slip and fall, our Florida man is suing the biscuits and gravy establishment, and he believes he will win in court his case that he fell and suffered serious injury from the aforementioned curb because his attention was distracted by the inviting and colorful advertisement in the Waffle House window. I mean, we've all been there, right?
That advertising was so good, I couldn't see a curb.
We've all been there, not paying attention to where we're stepping because that picture of the sausage, egg, and cheese hash brown bowl is so amazingly hypnotic.
I mean, that actually
in its
sounds pretty good.
effect on
That
the
sounds pretty
unsuspecting
solid.
Those new
consumer.
dirty drinks they have, really
Bolds
good.
in his lawsuit states these advertisements in the window were of a size, placement, and orientation that they are clearly meant to attract the attention of customers who are already parked.
What?
Look,
I mean,
what?
that sounds like an obvious statement, right?
Okay, first off, here's the thing. I have to agree. They do catch my attention. And sometimes I have seen the window clings they have, which has offered me to order something that might I not have before
listen.
because it's on special. But wow.
Listen, I'm no Waffle House expert, but I'm thinking that's kind of the general idea
Yeah.
of placing advertisements in
Yeah.
your restaurant window.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we'll keep you posted as this case works its way
I
through
mean,
the
they
legal
know what
system.
they're doing when they're half of their clients are in a certain state because it's either, late at night, or they've hit the dispensary.
I think
And by
what-
certain
so
state, you
here-
mean intoxication.
Nevada.
Yeah.
No, I think what you're saying right there could be the basis of their legal argument because you could say to someone, hey, if all these people can stumble in here at 2 a.m. and not hit that curve, sir,
Keyword stumble.
we realize that you're 84, but come on, you've been walking for a long time, sir, and
well,
just
look,
saying you're distracted. These
we'll-
people
yeah.
daily are distracted.
Also, I like the fact that he blames them for the fact that he couldn't stop staring.
Yeah, yes.
Like, why did you fall? Because I couldn't stop staring at their advertisement.
Well, while we-
what part of them has anything to do with that?
Listen, while we wait for this to work its way through the legal system, we will offer you this word of caution. When you're headed into your friendly neighborhood Waffle House, that's kind of like friendly neighborhood
When you're
Spider-Man,
headed-
except it has waffles. When you're headed into your friendly neighborhood Waffle House, do not become distracted by the larger-than-life image of a slice of pecan pie because A, you might miss the curb and hurt yourself, and B, we cannot be completely sure those are actual pecans. So just saying.
I will tell you, we're living in a place like we have some fancy pecan pies around here. Mm-hmm. You can go to Good Company.
House of Pies?
and get house pies. You can get all these, and those pecan pies are like $20 or $30 for the pie. Mm-hmm. You go to HEB, and you spend $12 ish,
and get a
and
pecan
you get
pie.
a pecan pie that is outrageous.
I love it.
And if you don't have HEB where you live, I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I can think of a couple of big things that distracted me before while I was driving, but the picture in the Waffle House?
Yeah. I have an uncle who, like, when he got his first car when he was a kid, got distracted by a pretty girl on the side of the street and rear-ended somebody in front of him. It was totally because he was, like, gawking at the pretty girl.
he was looking at the wrong rear end.
Yeah, that's right. But our main story in this week's Drinking News takes us to Eastbrook Middle School in upscale Paramus, New Jersey.
Scale Paramus.
Where school officials are busy recalling and confiscating all copies of their recently released school yearbook because it was discovered that in the section of the yearbook a middle school yearbook that features many students' baby pictures. Somehow a photo made it into the book that was not of a student at this fine establishment of learning. It was a picture of, wait for it, baby Hitler.
What?
I mean, no, it's not a baby with an AI-added Hitler mustache.
It's really a picture
It's
of
a
him?
confirmed, actual baby picture of the former Fuhrer mixed in with the portraits of these schools.
And nobody
students
upon
as
editing
infants.
realized that
Yeah.
the junior high class of 2026 pictures that came from 10, 15 years ago
Yeah.
did not match the
Yeah.
1901 black and white picture of a baby at all.
Come on.
What?
Look, first of all, I just want you to know I did this story because it's just fun to say baby Hitler. You know, that seems like something that would be on Adult Swim, you know, like the Baby Hitler Adventures or something. Anyway, the principal of the middle school released a statement saying,
Mein Itsubitsi Führer.
yeah.
I don't even know what to say.
After students had already received their yearbooks, we learned that the baby pictures section of the yearbook contained an image that was later identified as an infant photo of Adolf Hitler. I want to be direct with you, the principal wrote. The presence of this image is unacceptable. Even if the image was not immediately recognizable to those paging through the book,
Really?
its inclusion in an official school publication is a severe breach of our values. Now,
Although, I mean, let's think about the value that we get. That picture's 120 years old, and we can laugh.
Yeah.
That's a joke that has lasted.
So, and in fairness, this is a baby Hitler. This baby has not committed any atrocities.
No.
So
no.
when does evil
You were
enter
allowed
the
to like
picture?
Hitler
right?
all the way up until
Toddler.
toddler
Yeah.
Hitler, and
Yeah.
then there's no more Hitler liking.
Yeah,
That's-
right. When he pees in his sister's cornflakes or whatever. Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you couldn't. I mean, these
I mean,
pictures are literally
At age 4,
10
when he
year-
finally grew the
15 years
little
old.
Charlie Chaplin mustache, that guy. I want to also say I'm a little mad at Hitler. He ruined an entire mustache style.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Like you
can't do
literally.
that.
We are 100 years later. We can't wear that.
We still can't wear that.
Karma police arrest this girl. Her Hitler hairdo is making me feel ill. Sorry, I had to quote a little Radiohead there. It happens to me from time to time. The school has been taking back the distributed books from the students, and they plan to release a revised version of the yearbook where we're guessing less Hitler, more fun
Why
will
don't
be
we
the
all
theme.
just take out our Sharpies?
As soon as they can be
At school.
reprinted. Drinking News has seen the photo in question. And while, yes, it does kind of look like an infant version of the infamous dictator, no one knows for sure how it wound up in the book. And listen,
Yeah, no one at all. In junior high, a
Yeah.
bunch of junior high kids don't know
There's
how that
no
happened.
way we can sleuth this
We will
out.
never figure out. It
I
couldn't
mean,
be
look,
anyone on the
look.
yearbook committee.
we understand that mistakes happen, but a photo of young Hitler? I mean, it'd be bad enough if it was young Sheldon, but
No.
but of all historical figures you could add to your baby pick
Speaking
lineup,
of atrocities,
yeah, I'm thinking baby Hitler is about the worst that you could do.
You know, but you have to say, too, that these are kids. Let me put a little perspective into you on these kids. These are kids in junior high. These kids are so young, just like my kids. They didn't even live through 9/11. So they don't fully, so they never had their grandpa tell them stories about World War II like
Right,
I did
right.
when I was growing up. Hitler is so far removed from there that they just
So-
think that's funny. It's a joke now.
Terry, let me just say, when you're right, you're right. All right, let me go ahead and retract that last statement. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Anyway, a baby Hitler pic might just be the most embarrassing thing that you could publish in your school yearbook, but it's certainly not the only embarrassing thing. And wouldn't you know it, our team of misfit toys here at Drinking News have a few other things to warn you about that could potentially cause some yearbook consternation. And as you might guess, those things have been compiled for you in the form of another handy and easy to understand Drinking News Top 5 list. And although some mental health officials are divided, some want us to just quit, others are advocating for intervention by social agencies and law enforcement, we have decided to bring those to you anyway because I'm a loner, Dottie. A rebel. That Pee Wee Herman quote was almost entirely for producer Terry's.
Yeah, I
benefit.
loved it. I knew
Yeah.
exactly what you were talking
I
about.
see that, and I'm gonna raise you as Simpsons. I'm a rebel. I don't follow the rules. My only rule is that I don't follow the rules, and I don't even follow that rule.
That's a good one, by the way. That's a good one.
Follow that rule.
In any case, this would be the top 5 yearbook items almost as embarrassing as a baby Hitler photo. Top 5 yearbook items almost as embarrassing as a photo of baby Hitler. Number 5, an AI image of Hitler delivering your school's commencement address. Sig Heil. Number 4, a photo of a tween-age Gwyneth Paltrow in science class experimenting with candle scents. Do I need to explain?
Wait, what's that smell?
Do I
Wait,
need
let me
to
just-
explain that at all?
Let me
that
just
smell?
lay
Are there people who don't know what the joke is there?
Just let that lay there, kind of spread out.
It's better if we just leave it alone, right? Yeah, I got you.
There's
Yeah.
a smell in here. I can't quite place it, but it was on the tip of my finger.
Number
Oh, that's Gwyneth Paltrow's newest scent.
smell the glove. Number 3, a picture of a young Jeffrey Epstein with the caption, "Most likely to own his own island one day." And number 2, a news clipping about a very young Tiger Woods wrecking his tricycle. Again. And the number 1 yearbook. You guys have liked this list.
He could have afforded a driver for his
I'm
tricycle.
feeling like I got my mojo back here. The number 1 embarrassing yearbook item, almost as embarrassing as a baby Hitler photo. Number 1, a photo of baby Diddy reaching for a bottle of baby oil. Reporting live from a Waffle House in Florida, where I'm reminded of the words of the great Jim Gaffigan, who once said, "Waffle House is like Denny's for people who can fight." My name is Cruze, and that is your...
Drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news.
Cheers, y'all. I feel like I redeemed myself with that drinking news. Like we've had some that I wasn't sure really, how they hit, how they landed. Feels like that one worked for you guys.
That was good. I liked it.
All right, we will take a break and we will return because we got one more beer to taste, and it is a chocolate porter. It's next. It's Smoking the Toast. Welcome back, my friends. That familiar sound, well, it's familiar to me. I've been experiencing that sound for years. The program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. We're called Smoking and Toasting, and we want to thank you for listening, and thank you to all of our radio sponsors around the country. There's a rumor out there that we might be getting picked up in New York City.
Ooh, we already have something in New York City, don't we?
We hit the north part of Long Island pretty good from our Connecticut station. Yeah,
Right.
that's weird.
But
But actual New York proper?
yeah.
Manhattan?
I don't know if New York is ready for us. I feel like we're a little off the beaten path for New York, and they may kind of scratch their heads a little.
Maybe we'll be known as that little podcast from Texas.
That little old podcast from Texas. I like it. How?
You got to do it.
Yeah, sorry, you did it, but I just wanted to take it to the next level if I could. So this is Smoking and Toasting. One of the things we love to do here on this show, despite the fact that it's become less of a big deal around the world than it used to be, is talk about craft beer. Because you know what? For those of us who went through the craft explosion and discovered that there was really great beer out there, and we didn't have to just drink Modelo or whatever. Like, I'm not dogging on Modelo.
As a young beer drinker,
quite frankly, Modelo's one of the better options at a lot of places. But
as a young beer drinker, when my friends were drinking beers like Miller Genuine and exclaiming how good their beers were, and I just couldn't quite agree with them. I knew there had to be something else out there because I had tasted Shiner Bock.
See, that's it. Oh,
and I knew.
By the way, I wanted to share this. One of the most fun things across the entire World Cup celebration has been looking on YouTube and discovering videos of people from other countries visiting the U.S. for the first time and marveling at Buc-ee's and marveling at different things. I watched one of them. My wife sent me this one, and it was this montage of people saying, like, how great this was and how great that was, and they were all visitors to the U.S. And the very last piece, it was like a 4-minute video, very last piece of it, the guy who goes, "Oh my God, the beer here. The beer is amazing. I've never tasted beer this incredible." And he holds up his can, and it's freaking Shiner Bock. And I was like, I was so happy. I was so proud that this guy from another country was coming into the United States, tasting Shiner Bock from Shiner, Texas for the first time and freaking out at how great the beer was. I just thought that was awesome.
I was watching Reacher.
Oh, I love that show.
Right? And this is in the first 3-ish episodes. Mm-hmm. Him and the lady cop go to the bar.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there drinking a beer, and it's a Shiner.
I love that. I just love that. Speaking of love, I just took my first sip of this pecan porter. Tell me about this. It's a chocolate pecan porter called Pecao. Pecao! Which,
I think
again,
it's supposed to be,
Pecao, 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 Pecao.
Like the Lego movie. Pew,
Yeah,
pew, pew.
right, exactly.
Spindletap Brewery Pecao chocolate pecan porter. This is really nice.
It is. It's got definitely a little more chocolate to
There's
it.
a very warm, friendly label on here. It looks like a blanket that I want to kind of snuggle down into.
Especially with beer that's good. Oh, I love this.
They don't have much information on here. 12 fluid ounces coming in at 5.5% by volume, which is on the low side.
So, but
of a
you can
porter,
tell
I think.
that this is a porter, not a stout.
Correct.
Like, this has that dark, sort of roasted coffee and chocolate vibe to it, but it does not have the heft that
Right.
a
No, this
stout
has
would
a
have.
much more lighter mouthfeel to it.
For sure, yeah.
A light, pleasant mouthfeel. It actually drinks a little lighter than you expect it to from the color because the color is very dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It almost looks like a more heavy mouthfeel type stout,
Correct.
but it isn't. Once
But
you
it has
take-
a much thinner mouthfeel than you expect, and not in a bad way by any means. It actually has a nice, like, pass through the palate kind of mouthfeel.
Okay, so I just went back to this Maker's Mark private selection. This ain't my first rodeo. After the porter, and the chocolate kind of infuses the whiskey in a
Ooh, wow,
really interesting and different way, wouldn't you say?
That's really kind of a nice swallow right there.
Yes, it is. One of my favorite things about doing this show is samples. The other thing that is one of my favorite things about doing this show is when we discover something that together
Pairs, yeah.
two things are greater than the sum of their parts, you know? And this is one of those situations. Now, have you gone back to the beer?
I have. It takes out some of the chocolate of the beer and it makes it more of a coffee porter.
Right. I would agree with that. And that's not necessarily a bad thing.
That's not bad at all.
Although I was enjoying the chocolate. But I will say that first time you go back to the whiskey from this, and I'm going to guess this would be fairly consistent with most bourbons, that you're picking up some things you were not getting before.
Yeah, you know, it's funny when you pair bourbons and beers, especially with bigger beers, bigger, darker beers, robust beers, because bourbons can match, they can blend, or they can blank out flavors.
Right. They
You know.
can. It can happen either way.
Because bourbons just tend to be pretty bold. Now, if you're talking about something like Scotch, you get into a little more delicate flavors,
Sure.
and your beers can definitely knock out those flavors. But in general, your bourbon's going to stand up to the beer. Is the beer going to stand up to the bourbon?
Obviously, we are going to be getting our barrel pick here soon. We'll be talking about that on the show. Anything else?
So excited.
Anything else we're looking forward to, Ian? Show wise,
just, you know what? Let's just have happy shows for a little while.
I like happy
I got to
shows.
get on top
Happy
of the
little
booking. Anybody
shows.
out there that wants to come on the show, hit me up.
All right.
Happy little
So, what's the best way to reach you?
Oh, we have a smoking and toasting at gmail.com.
Okay, smoking and toasting.
Smoking and toasting at gmail.com.
Don't
with
forget the Instagram, smoking and toasting.
Yeah.
If you do that,
You
I'll
can, yeah,
forward
you
it to
can,
Ian.
you can
You can
reach
comment
out
on
to
that.
any of
We'll
those.
find you. Yeah, absolutely. And Terry, by the way, does a great job with our Instagram The Smoking
Trying to do
Toast
more and more.
Instagram is super fun, and I love it. It's and so thank you for that. Thank you to all of you for listening and being a part of the program. We are so excited to be able to drink and smoke and have it be a show. You have no idea how liberating that is and how wonderful. But this has been super fun. Thank you guys. Ian, a pleasure to see you, my friend.
Always good to see you, my friend.
Always good. And Terry, our producer on the Wheels of Steel, thank you. Thank you to everybody for being a part of Smoking and Toasting and for getting us hopefully on the air in New York. If you are a New York City person listening to us on the podcast, contact your local authorities. Tell them we got to have Smoking and Toasting.
Also, all of you in Kalamazoo, Michigan, you tell Founders to call me back.
Oh, that would be a good thing because we love their beer. We just want to talk. We just want to talk to you. We're fanboys, okay? It is what it is. It's like me standing outside AJ Fernandez's home in Nicaragua.
Like you do sometimes.
Yeah, holding a boombox above my head, playing Peter Gabriel. It's what I do. Have a great week, my friends, and as we like to say at the end of the show every week, cheers y'all.
You don't wanna take a chance.